20 years and have a degree in radiation, radiologic technology, and currently hold my state and national license for nuclear medicine technology and radiologic technology. I was also a clinical instructor for nuclear medicine technology through Loma Linda University. I've retired as a radiology supervisor. For many of these years, I've also worked in the capacity of a radiation safety officer of many of my jobs. All intents and purposes, I am an expert in this area. I've also written my dissertation in this area. I made it free to the public. So when you want to hear from an expert, you are. He's sitting right with you. And I don't say that in an arrogant sense. I will let the audience know that 3 of the board members were under vicious attacks. 2 lost their job. 1 came after my dissertation and tried to strip it from me. I will let the audience know that after this night, that matter has been resolved. Claremont Graduate University takes academic research very seriously. That matter has been resolved. And guess what? My dissertation is intact, very much intact. Any other comments that are egregious like this are nothing more than defamation of my character, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And now I'll just let you know, maybe you can read the dissertation, maybe you can read it, and look at the argument that I've made, but I'll go on. So I've dealt with that. This is important because I know how to measure radiation accurately. When I was a nuclear medicine tech, we had ring badges in nuclear medicine that, you know, we can find out how much radiation we're getting to our fingers when we inject isotopes. Thyroid badges. I use Geiger counters, ion chambers. I know exactly how to measure radiation. When the anesthesiologist was pregnant, I would go up there and make sure she had an additional badge for her baby. When a guy has pellets removed from his bladder from surgery in the Foley cath, I would go in the middle of the night with an ion chamber, measure the room. When somebody had iodine-131 ablation and they had to be isolated away from patients in the middle of the night and there was a leak under the floor or just weird stuff, I would have to go measure. So this is why I'm an expert. I was for many years. So I understood how radiation works. So for me, I felt confident doing my dissertation in this area and in applied ethics. It's an environmental issue. I knew about it. So I was like, okay, let me see what I come up with. So I knew how to keep safe environments for my colleagues that I worked with in nuclear medicine, MRI, and CAT scan. So with that being said, it's a big deal to me. This led me to my first fact. I'm just going to take you through one tower, and when I do this, when I take you through the journey of what I experienced and what I know, and so just to educate the people that aren't here on how this tower went up and the process and the you might say it's pretty embarrassing, but I'll get to that. It's pretty embarrassing at the lack of information the modern person has in public. A lot of people get cocky and tell me, oh, it doesn't harm anything. We're going to get to that. So let me try to I'm going to try to take 100 pieces and make it into a 5 to 6 piece puzzle. I'm going to try to make the invisible problem of electromagnetic radiation visible to you. You can't see it. We live in a sea of electromagnetic radiation every day. All of us do. So I'm going to try to make the problem visible so that, and if I don't convince people in this room to vote, that's totally fine. But this is a big deal, and I just want to educate all